The sun hung low over the town of Fairgrove, casting long orange shadows across the sidewalk as Mia trudged forward, pushing her broken bike beside her. Her small hands were stained with grease, her forehead dotted with sweat, and her lips pressed into a tight, frustrated line. It was the third time this week something had gone wrong with her bike, and her mom, constantly in meetings, rushing between calls, had told her to just leave it and we'll take it to a shop later. But Mia didn't want to wait. She wanted to ride. The bike wobbled unevenly on its flat rear tire, the chain hanging half off, clinking with every step. Her backpack was heavy, swinging side to side as she walked down the unfamiliar street, unsure exactly where she was going but determined not to head home just yet. That's when she saw it. A dim, flickering neon sign buzzed faintly over the entrance of a squat brick building, Reyes Repair. The garage door was halfway closed, and inside, tools clinked and the scent of engine oil and metal drifted outward. A woman, probably in her 30s, maybe early 40s, wore a faded blue jumpsuit and a red bandana tied loosely around her curls. She was dragging a large tool chest across the floor, clearly wrapping up for the day. Mia hesitated at the curb. The mechanic spotted her out of the corner of her eye. "Bike trouble," she called out, voice warm but tired. Mia looked down, embarrassed. "Yeah, my tire's flat. And the chain came off. I tried to fix it, but..." The woman set down the toolbox and stepped outside, wiping her hands on a rag tucked into her belt. She looked over the bike with practiced eyes, nodding. "Yup, chains slipped, tires definitely low. You walked far." "Not really," Mia lied. "Just around the block." The woman grinned. "Well, you came to the right place. I'm Lena." "I'm Mia. Nice to meet you, Mia. Wanna fix it together?" Mia blinked. "You mean, I help?" Lena raised an eyebrow. "You broke it, didn't you?" A reluctant smile tugged at Mia's mouth. "Sort of." "Then it's only fair," Lena said with a wink, pushing the garage door fully open and gesturing for her to come inside. The shop was a mix of chaos and comfort. Engine parts stacked high, radios from a different era on a cluttered shelf, a faded couch shoved in the corner with a well-worn blanket tossed across it. The air was thick with the scent of oil, rubber, and something faintly sweet, maybe coffee. Lena grabbed a floor jack and guided Mia to a workbench. "First things first," she said. "We patch the tire." She showed Mia how to remove the wheel, guiding her hands gently when she struggled with the bolts. Lena explained the process step by step: how to check for a puncture, how to listen for the hiss of air escaping, how to apply the patch and press it just right. "Most people would just toss the tube and buy a new one," Lena said. "But where's the fun in that?" Mia looked up. "You think fixing stuff is fun?" Lena shrugged. "It's better than letting things stay broken." Mia considered that quietly, nodding. They moved on to the chain next. Mia got frustrated when it wouldn't stay in place, but Lena encouraged her gently, showing her a trick to loop it around the gears while holding tension. "You ever work on a bike before?" Lena asked. "No," Mia said. "Mom's always busy, and we live in an apartment. No garage." "Ah, so no place to make a mess, huh?" Mia smiled. "Yeah, she doesn't even let me fix my toys in the kitchen." "Well, this place," Lena said, gesturing to the cluttered shop, "this is a certified mess zone. You're free to break and fix as much as you like." It wasn't long before the bike was standing upright again, tire pumped, chain back on, and brakes adjusted. Lena even showed her how to oil the chain, letting Mia do it herself. The grease on her hands didn't bother her anymore. As Mia wiped sweat from her brow, she looked up at Lena with genuine admiration. "You're really good at this." "Thanks," Lena said. "So are you, once you stop doubting yourself." Mia beamed, a rare glow of confidence on her face. The sun was nearly gone now, dipping just below the rooftops. Streetlights began to flicker on one by one, and the town slipped quietly into early evening. Lena helped Mia wheel the bike to the sidewalk, watching her test the brakes and bounce once on the seat. "I wish more people would fix their own stuff," Lena said, almost to herself. "Maybe they just need someone to teach them," Mia replied. Lena smiled at that, a soft, proud look in her eyes. Maybe so. Neither of them noticed the black car parked across the street, or the woman inside, watching every moment. Veronica Hale leaned forward in the backseat of her sleek black town car, her manicured fingers resting lightly on the edge of the lowered window. She hadn't intended to stop. In fact, she hadn't even meant to come down this street. Her usual route home from the regional investor summit took her along the expressway, fast, clean, efficient. But an accident had clogged the freeway, and her driver, Nathan, had taken a detour through the older part of town. And then she saw her daughter, Mia, her little girl, with her tangled curls, walking alone down the sidewalk with her broken bicycle. Veronica's heart stopped. "Nathan, pull over." The driver obeyed without question, easing the car to the curb just as Veronica spotted Mia slowing near an old garage. The place looked like it belonged in another decade. Half the paint was peeling, and the neon sign buzzed weakly in the fading light. Veronica's hand hovered near the door handle, prepared to get out, but something made her pause. A woman had stepped outside the shop. Mechanic, clearly, blue jumpsuit, smudges on her face, hair tied back. Veronica bristled at first. Was she trustworthy? What kind of person invited a child into a grimy shop? But she didn't get a bad feeling, at least not yet. She watched as the woman spoke to Mia, then smiled. And then something remarkable happened. Mia smiled back. Not a forced smile. Not the polite one she wore at corporate dinners, not the distracted smile she used when she was handed off to the next nanny. This one was genuine, warm, real. Veronica leaned back into the shadows, motioning for Nathan to stay quiet. She didn't want Mia to know she was there. She didn't want to ruin the moment. Inside the garage, the two figures moved around the small bicycle. The woman, Veronica didn't know her name, didn't take the bike and fix it herself like a typical repair person might. Instead, she crouched down beside Mia and placed tools into her daughter's hands. Veronica was struck by how patiently the woman explained things. Her hands gestured slowly, her tone calm but confident. Mia listened intently, occasionally biting her lip when something didn't go right. And the woman didn't criticize. She encouraged, taught, trusted. It stirred something in Veronica, something uncomfortable. She was used to control, used to results. At Hale Tech, there was no room for hesitation or inefficiency. Everything had to move at the speed of innovation. But watching her daughter right now, with grease on her cheeks and focus in her eyes, Veronica realized how rarely she saw her like this. How often had she missed moments like these? How many times had she handed off Mia to someone else, always someone responsible, well-paid, background checked, to handle the everyday messes of childhood? She felt a pang deep in her chest. Her gaze returned to the woman guiding Mia through the repair. Veronica didn't need to know her resume to see she was skilled. The kind of skill you didn't earn through formal education alone. It was the kind of wisdom shaped by calluses, repetition, patience, years of solving problems most people never noticed. She looked nothing like the polished professionals Veronica surrounded herself with, and yet, in this moment, she was everything that mattered. And Mia, her daughter, had just found a teacher, a mentor, possibly even a role model. It made Veronica ache, in a way she wasn't ready for. She watched as they adjusted the brakes together, as Mia pumped the tire with both arms and laughed when the hose slipped and sprayed her with air. Her laughter rang out into the quiet street, clear and unguarded. It reminded Veronica of when Mia was younger, before the meetings took over, before the board voted her into her dream job, before time became something she rationed in spreadsheets and late-night emails. For a moment, Veronica forgot the meeting she had missed that morning. Forgot the emails waiting for replies. Forgot the quarterly reports and market projections. All she could see was her daughter, learning how to solve a problem, gaining confidence in her own hands. And the woman who gave her that space. The mechanic stood back as Mia spun the back wheel and grinned. The bike was working again. But something more important had been fixed. Veronica didn't know what compelled her, but she reached for her phone and snapped a photo, not of her daughter, but of the sign above the shop, Reyes Repair. She didn't know yet what she would do with that name, or how, exactly, this moment would change things. But a seed had been planted. Something was shifting. Veronica watched as the woman gave Mia a high five, then helped her wheel the bike back to the street. She leaned back into her seat and rolled the window up slowly, unseen. Her mind was already turning. Tomorrow, she would return. Not as a mother in a car, but as someone with an offer. Something real. Something that, for once, wouldn't just exist in a spreadsheet. Something her daughter would be proud of.